I kicked my wife out for forcing my daughter into uncomfortable situations. She crossed the line. It had been building for weeks. My wife, Sarah, and I had different ideas when it came to raising my daughter, Emily, from a previous marriage. While Sarah had always been kind and loving toward her, recently things had taken a turn that I couldn't ignore. Sarah began imposing rules and expectations on Emily, things that felt unnecessary and, worse, made Emily visibly uncomfortable. It started small. Sarah would push Emily to wear certain clothes she didn't like, or eat food she clearly didn't want. But what really hit a breaking point was when Sarah tried to force her into activities Emily had no interest in, all in the name of building character and toughening her up. One afternoon, I came home to find Emily in tears. She had locked herself in her room after Sarah had signed her up for a competitive dance class without asking her. Emily wasn't into dance. She loved art and drawing. But Sarah had insisted she needed to broaden her horizons and learn to push through discomfort. I knocked softly on Emily's door. "Sweetheart, what's going on?" I asked. She opened the door slightly, her eyes red from crying. "I don't want to do dance, Dad," I told her, "but she won't listen." My heart sank. I knew Sarah meant well, but she wasn't listening to what Emily needed, and it was hurting her. I went downstairs to talk to Sarah. "Why are you pushing her so hard?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. "She needs to learn how to face challenges," Sarah replied, not backing down. "You're too soft on her. She'll never grow if she's not pushed." "But you're not pushing her toward things she enjoys," I said. "You're forcing her into situations that make her feel miserable. That's not how we should raise her." We argued, voices rising, but it became clear that Sarah wasn't willing to back down. She believed that tough love was the only way to raise a strong, independent daughter, while I believed in nurturing Emily's passions and letting her grow into her own person. That night, I made the hardest decision of my life. I told Sarah that if she couldn't respect Emily's boundaries, she couldn't stay here. Emily was my first priority, and if Sarah continued to make her uncomfortable in her own home, it wasn't a healthy environment for either of them. Sarah was shocked and angry. "You're choosing your daughter over your wife?" she spat. "I'm choosing my daughter's well-being," I said firmly. "This is her home too, and she needs to feel safe here. I won't let anyone, not even you, make her feel like she doesn't belong." Sarah packed her bags that night. As I watched her leave, part of me ached, but I knew I had done the right thing. I knocked on Emily's door again, telling her everything would be okay. "I'm sorry, sweetheart," I said, hugging her tightly. "I'm always going to stand up for you, no matter what." Emily looked up at me with tear-filled eyes, but for the first time in days, I saw relief. And in that moment, I knew I had made the right choice. My daughter's happiness and comfort would always come first. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please subscribe this channel and like the video.